All right, FightHype.com. Happy to be joined with the former WBC and WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Mr. Tim Witherspoon. Tim, gotta ask you, man, because every now and then, not saying he's as great as them, but sometimes Fury gets compared to Ali and the man you fought for the heavyweight championship, Larry Holmes. Mm-hmm. Do you see any similarities there?
Well, I think that the competition is the competition was a lot more harder back then when I was fighting, even before I was fighting, like Larry Holmes and Ali and Ernie Shavers. The competition was much more harder. And nowadays, that you can get to 20-0 real fast. Mm-hmm. And the skills are a lot less, available to obtain because the trainers are not around. So I think it's much easier now to become a heavyweight champ than it was then. But this particular fight, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, is a hard fight. Those guys are training hard, and it'll be just like one of those big fights back in the day.
Do you give the edge to either man heading into Saturday night as the favorite?
Well, Tyson Fury, he got off the canvas. He got off the canvas and showed everybody that he got the heart. He got the championship thing. Deontay Wilder, I think have to learn, get some more skills together. Make his jab just almost as good as his right hand. If he would do that, and defense. So if they incorporate defense and that jab, I think Deontay Wilder would be, and nobody will be able to touch him. But nobody sees that. I don't think there's people that see that. But Deontay Wilder got a right hand, and everybody be worrying about that. Mm-hmm. But if only if he's tighten up this left side, he would be invincible, I think. Mm-hmm. And defense is very important.
Mm-hmm. Do you put him up there with punchers like Shavers and those guys you were mentioning, Foreman?
Yeah. I think that Deontay Wilder is up there with all those hard punchers, mm-hmm. but the competition that he's up against is, the top, all the guys that he beat. I don't know. We don't know him. When I was fighting,
the whole top 10
everybody knew. Yeah. Everybody knew the top 10. No, everybody knew the top 15 mm-hmm. and almost 20. So I don't think that some of the guys that he fought, they would allow me to fight during my era. So I'm not taking anything from him. But the bottom line is that the opponents that he fought, they wouldn't let me fight them. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't let me fight them in my era.
Talking about what is it that made fighters better at that time? What is it about the technical skills, or was it about hard? Or because Tyson Fury said he feels like they were cut from a different cloth back then. And what would you say it is?
I would say that too. We a lot of guys had heart, but there was a lot of good trainers back. A lot of trainers. Yeah, there was a lot of trainers that knew the old tricks.
Right.
And if you didn't get them, I advertised that on Facebook and everything. My trainer, Slim Jim Robinson, was a hell of a trainer. Taught me defense, and like there's some trainers, right? Their fighters are brain dead now because they don't show them defense. It's all offense. I don't want to say no names, but there's some top boxers out here they can't even speak right now. But their trainer got a lot of publicity and a lot of hype, and they took the damage. So my trainer taught me how to block with the shoulders, the arms, slip and throw punches. So we don't see it that much today.
Mm-hmm. Who does impress you in today's game? You feel like that guy? He could have held his own no problem back in the day. Anyone you watch fight and?
You know what?
Canelo or Crawford.
Oh, Canelo, those guys. I mean, I'm really proud of a lot of these boxing weights and all that. But because I'm doing interviews, but because I haven't been on the scene watching fights and stuff, and that's because boxing don't really have a union. When you retire, nobody call you up and say, come take this interview, come be on TV, come do this. And this is what boxing need. And so a lot of former boxers are rusty. I'm rusty. I'm doing interviews and I'm rusty when our sport should find, we the only sport that don't have a union.
Right.
But we making all this money. So these are some of the things. I feel rusty. I'm coming doing interviews. I'm with this radio station.
You were excited earlier in the week, man. You were asking questions to Deontay and Tyson. I saw that.
Oh, I did that, but I was still rusty. I asked some questions. I couldn't get a chance to finish it up.
Right.
I couldn't get a chance to finish it up. And I was rusty because the way I was asking the question, I just couldn't get it across. So by doing these interviews, I'm gonna get better and better. So this is what I mean by we need a union. So we can take care of the boxers. Once they retire, there's something waiting for them. So I feel rusty. I'm actually, did I do good and all that? Yeah. You know, but I'm steady picking the pieces up and trying to do the best I can.
And last one, Tim. I love Larry Holmes.
Yeah.
That fight was close.
I should punch you. Not blame.
How great was Larry Holmes?
Larry Holmes.
And that jab.
Well, the jab, we took it away. I had a great trainer. We practiced on taking Larry Holmes' jab away. We had guys with long arms, strong jabs, and we took Larry Holmes' jab. I was not scared of his jab, and when I got into that fight, his jab didn't mean anything. You know, and the fact that he downed me, I didn't have no money. I was up and coming young, called me a bum, you know, and I represented a boxing city. A boxing city, Philadelphia, yeah. And I'm the first heavyweight champion born in Philly. I was born and raised walking distance from the Italian market where Sylvester Stallone made their movie. The Rocky Steps, the Italian market, I could just walk there. So I'm the real two-time heavyweight champ from Philly. Yes.
Wait, one more. Have you seen this Boots and his kid fight from Philly?
Boots, I was used to be in the gym with him.
What do you think of this kid? They think he could be special.
I think he's really good. I seen him get hit with a couple of shots, and he might have to tighten his defense up a little bit. I know his father. His father is a really nice guy, Bozy Ennis, and Boots just blew up. I just seen him, then I went away because I spent a lot of time in England, so I was till the pandemic hit. But and I seen him growing. And one of my partners used to go to their fights and stuff, and he's growing, but now he's blowing up. But in every boxer, I always be saying defense, because you don't want to get hit. That can end it all right there. And when I see the fights, I see defense being lacked. So he need to tighten his D up, but everything else is fire.
Thank you, Tim. Thanks so much. Happy to see you at these fights. And
I just need the check, man. Give me the check. Give me 25 at least.
We're not quite making enough.
Right.
We're not making that
all right.
The heavyweight title fight.
I like to see up and coming and people working hard. I love the world. I love you. I love everybody. So anytime you want to do it, I'm ready.
Thank you. Thanks,
Tim.
I
still need the 20.